Welcome to Celestial Insights, a weekly podcast that brings the stars down to earth. I'm your host, astrologer, coach, and intuitive Celeste Brooks. My purpose is to provide practical, unique, and insightful guidance to help you navigate the energies of the week like a boss. Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste, and on this episode, I will discuss the astrology for the week of February 19th, 2023. But first, a few announcements. There is still time to sign up for the new moon in Pisces workshop that is happening today. This is a very important new moon that's going to give you a clue about what some stories may emerge in your life during Saturn and Pisces, one of the big transits of this year. So you can sign up for the link in my bio. We meet on Zoom and we take a deep dive in the new moon, talk about intention setting. And for interested people, I will pull up your chart and give you my hot takes on what you may expect from this new moon, as well as anything else that jumps out about your chart to me. Also, I created a video series that you can purchase and watch at your own speed about Saturn and Pisces. This is a major transit that's happening this year. There is an in-depth video about the transit, as well as individual videos for each zodiac sign. So you can definitely listen to your sun and rising sign and also your moon sign if you so desire. The whole package is only $12 and you can get it at the link in the show notes or go to astrologybyceleste.com. Access the video series from the homepage and the new moon workshop, as well as some other events I'm offering on the events page. I hope to see you at one of my events. I love meeting people in person and having the opportunity to talk to them about their natal charts. Moon Mastery class starts on March 14th. So there are also 3 free webinars you can take to learn more about the moon and decide if you want to join me in the class. I also want to take a moment to just comment on the full moon. We knew the full moon in Leo that happened on February 5th was going to be, a big deal because the sun and the moon were squaring Uranus on a world point. It was clear that high visibility actions would be occurring that had a large scale nature to them, as well as things would become illuminated. Uranus as the disruptor that brings shocks and awe. There was a huge earthquake in Turkey and Syria, a series of earthquakes actually, that unfortunately have killed tens of thousands of people. That's on brand for a full moon squaring Uranus. We also had the Chinese spy balloon. It was reported in the news the day before the sun squared Uranus. And the sun puts a spotlight on things. So apparently this has happened multiple times before, but people on the ground could start seeing this balloon floating across the country. And so there's still ongoing news and revelations about what is going on, what is China able to gather from this spy balloon. It's very on brand for the transit. Also, there was a train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. That story is still unfolding about how much environmental damage was done to this small town. Accidents, major accidents, are very Uranian. Uranus also rules surprises. So a fun surprise was at the Super Bowl. Uranus was in the 10th house of the chart, opposite the moon in the 4th house of the chart of the time the Super Bowl commenced. And Rihanna had announced she was having a baby by showing up pregnant. So that was a fun Uranus surprise. Opposite the moon rules motherhood, pregnancy, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's another example. The theme of this week is ears wide open. And there are 3 big things that I want you to think about. The first is that we have a new moon in Pisces today at 1 degree of Pisces. Now, this new moon is conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. So there can be some feelings of constriction or boundaries, but we can use this positively to have the determination to do hard things, have some self-discipline, and self-observation about how we handle Saturnian things. An interesting thing about this new moon is that there is going to be a chart pattern called an ear, where there are 3 planets involved. 2 of the planets are in sextile, which is a 60-degree aspect, which is cooperative. And then those 2 planets each semi-sextile, a 30-degree aspect, another planet. Semi-sextiles have to do with being in the right place at the right time. And so the planets involved are Venus at 29 Pisces is in a sextile with Pluto at 29 Capricorn. And both of them are semi-sextile Saturn at 28 degrees of Aquarius. Ear patterns, it's like this small triangular pattern looks and acts like a radar dish is how Joyce Hopewell describes it. It's sensitive to picking up and storing information from our environment, and you can stash it away for future use. So really keep your ears open to any facts, clues, signs, signals. Things you're hearing can be important, and then they can be accessed when you need them. So Joyce Hopewell is an astrologer who defines the chart pattern this way, and she has a book called The Cosmic Egg if you want to check it out. So you may be hearing things this week. We may find out something about someone who's supposed to be an ally, Venus, doing something undercover and deceptive, or there may be some betrayal involved with the Pluto aspect to it. And Saturn, it may be like a listening device, or someone finds out what their partner is looking through their phone for text messages or something like that, or has a tracking device on something. Yeah, that could be happening and something coming up for some people, but you also can use it very positively just to like maybe be in the right place at the right time for a great opportunity during this lunation cycle. And Pisces is a water sign, so really tapping into your intuition is a great thing to do. You may want to, if you don't already have a practice where you pull a card, either a tarot or an oracle card every day with what do I need to know today for my highest good. And yeah, there may be messages coming through to you. So I highly recommend starting a practice if you don't have one. If you don't have a deck, you can go to my Amazon page. I have a list of recommended decks that I think are really helpful to work with. The next thing I want to make you aware of is that Venus will move into the sign of Aries later today. Aries is cardinal fire. It's initiating fire. It's the sign of Venus's detriment. She does not like to be here. When a planet is in the sign of its detriment, it's in an alien environment. It doesn't have control or power. It can be ill at ease or unbalanced or ineffective. So people who have planets in detriment have to learn how to use the energy in different ways, because you can think about Venus is about love, beauty, and harmony. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars takes things. Venus tries to have influence. Venus is receptive, whereas Mars is more directive and, not considering the social niceties. In Aries, this is a very self-focused sign, and in relationships, we need to consider the other. So when people have this, they need to, learn how to work with the energy over time. People with planets in detriment can be very successful. It's not any commentary on that. It's very important, the dignities we call it, when planets are in their home or detriment or exaltation or fall. And it's really important in horary, one of the astrology techniques I practice where people ask a question and then I cast a chart where it answers the question. And if it's like a lost object, if the lost object is in detriment, it may be damaged. If it's about like a job, if the job is in detriment, it's like it's not going to be something that you enjoy in particular. Or if you're hiring someone and they're in detriment, but they're like at an angle, they may just be in the right place at the right time and maybe not that great at the job. So it can be really helpful in certain techniques. Rihanna is a great example of someone who has Venus in Aries and is very successful. She's so Aryan. She just does what she wants to do. She's got 3 planets in Aries, her moon, her Venus, and her Jupiter. And they're all reporting into her Mars in Sagittarius. So that's so much fire. And she is bad girl Riri. And she stands in her power and does what she wants and has built, a $1 billion empire. She is a mogul. So she's taken that fire, been an independent woman, and just doing it. She's a sister just doing it for herself. Wonder Woman is also a Venus and Aries archetype, a woman warrior. Yes. So think about how you can use this transit to go for what you desire and take actions to get what you want over this next few weeks. The last thing I want to make you aware of is that Mercury in Aquarius will square Uranus in Taurus. Both are on world points of the 15 degree of fixed signs. This is on Tuesday. There is going to be some kind of big news. Now, Mercury communicates, analyzes, argues, and destabilizes. Uranus awakens, liberates, disrupts, shocks, and breaks. Mercury in an air sign. This could be news about what's going on with China's surveillance. There may be some big news or an announcement about that. It can also slow down, drive carefully. This is car crash energy. Mercury rules vehicles and motions, the roads. Yeah, things like that. It also could be some kind of aviation problems or, schedules thrown off because a power outage and all the flights are late and things like that. So if you're traveling, just be prepared. There may be some delays. There also can be some kind of violent actions in the collective. So hopefully it won't be anything negative. You may receive surprising news on this day or be awakened to some new way of doing things. You can have great ideas with Mercury square Uranus. So be aware of that. That's Tuesday. On Sunday, the word of the day is restful. We start the week with the moon in Aquarius in its balsamic phase as it's losing the last of her light. And so it's a time to just slow down and enjoy the liminal space before the new moon begins a new cycle. The moon will enter the sign of Pisces at 8:55 p.m. Pisces is a water sign. It's the last sign of the zodiac, encompassing everything that came before it. There's always a sense of endings with the Pisces moon. So even though it's just entering the cycle, and there's going to be a new moon at 1 Pisces at 11:05 p.m. Pacific time on this day, you might want to set intentions about what you want to release in order to bring in new opportunities, life, and abundance. Venus will enter the sign of Aries at 11:55 p.m. Pacific time. So that 29 degree of Venus being in Pisces, that anaretic degree, is going to have, there are going to be themes, very Venus and Pisces themes all over the month that's coming up. It'll be interesting to see Venus exalted in Pisces, what that is going to bring about news about maybe celebrities or diplomats, people who are exalted in fields that either are related to beauty, women's issues or negotiation or diplomacy. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of news we have over this lunation cycle. On Monday, the word of the day is bandage. Mercury will sextile Chiron. Mercury is in the sign of Aquarius on this day, sextile Chiron in Aries. So air and fire, this is outward pushing energy. Be careful with knives. This is like you accidentally cut yourself with a knife energy is something that just came to me with Chiron in Aries. There's an opportunity for healing or hurting. So really use your words kindly on this day. Be aware that some other people may be a little edgy and try not to take it personally. On Tuesday, the word of the day is decelerate. Slow down. There may be icy roads ahead. This is the day that Mercury and Uranus square each other on world points. Yeah, there's going to be important news about something on this day. It'll be interesting to see what it is that has a really highly visible nature to it. And it'll be Uranian, unexpected, a little shocking. We shall see. Or it could just be about, accidents and things. Hopefully it won't be another earthquake. Knock, knock, knock on wood. With all that 29-degree, Pluto at 29 Cap, Venus at 29 Pisces, like some kind of water event is possible. I don't know. We shall see. Hopefully it won't cause too much destruction if it's actually a physical event. The moon will enter the sign of Aries at 9:13 p.m. Pacific time. Aries is cardinal fire. It's the first sign of the zodiac. Get out there and move your body. You may find that you have a little bit more courage of your convictions over the next couple of days. On Wednesday, the word of the day is seductive. This is the day that the moon conjuncts Venus. This happens every lunation cycle, and it's called a goddess day. I want to thank my friend Karen for alerting me to this. So really enjoy some sweetness on this day. You want to watch out for overspending. Venus likes to spoil herself. And in Aries, watch out for just making decisions just for you that don't take other people into account. Mercury and Aquarius will trine Mars and Gemini. They're both at 16 degrees, and Mars is on the fixed star Rigel. So this is an educator star, so this is a great day to learn new things. But you might want to watch out for headstrong individuals. There may be information about military action. I mean, what's happening? The Mercury square Uranus might just be about the ongoing, unbelievable brutality in Ukraine. We shall see. It's just been ramping up the violence. It's just awful. But hopefully there won't be anything negative. You maybe just get great ideas and can act on them. But you might overhear some sweet nothings between people who didn't want you to hear it. On Thursday, the word of the day is frisky. Someone may try to play a practical joke or do some kind of trick or just say something a little snappy or playful. Yeah, with the moon in Aries, people can have a little childlike exuberance. The Crescent Moon phase begins at 19 Aries at 6:27 a.m. So you start to see the light. Go out and check out the moon. On Friday, the word of the day is manifest. The moon will enter the sign of Taurus at 12:29 a.m. Pacific time. Taurus moons, the moon is exalted in this sign. There's this earthy energy that supports the emotional body. It's a great time to enjoy sensual pleasures while the moon is in Taurus. Now the sun in Pisces will sextile the north node in Taurus. They're both at 5 degrees. So this is a great day to manifest things in the real world. You may have some opportunities that can help you really pull you forward. If you have any meetings scheduled for this day, really be present because there may be some information you hear or get a chance to step up for something, even if it seems like, do I really want to do this? It might be for your best benefit because the North Node is activated, especially if you have planets around 5 degrees of fixed signs. So grab that brass ring. On Saturday, the word of the day is spontaneous. There's not really much going on in the sky today. I mean, the moon will meet Uranus. So yeah, maybe go out and do something, just on the fly. So that's it for this week's episode. I hope to see you at one of my events. Feel free to email me at celeste@astrologybyceleste.com with any astrology and action stories about the theme of the week, or let me know how the daily themes are playing out for you. Take care, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you for listening to Celestial Insights. To learn more about my work, please visit my website, astrologybyceleste.com, where I offer personal readings, horary consultations, cosmic coaching, group events, and classes to help guide people to higher levels of fulfillment. You can also find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Astrology by Celeste. If you enjoyed Celestial Insights, please help others find the show. Follow, rate it 5 stars, or write a nice review. I would so appreciate it. I'm astrologer, coach, and intuitive Celeste Brooks, and I'll be back next week.